Let's go, BU! Let's go, BU!
Welcome back, fans. I'm your host, Mark Minner. Thanks for tuning in to the first episode of the Bullodg Blitz in this new semester. Ahead in today's show, a complete wrap-up of men's and women's basketball action from the weekend. We'll take a closer look at the Jukes Foundation for Kids, and we'll sit down with our panel to talk about the recent Horizon League action. But first, the men's basketball team closed out a 3-game road trip this weekend against Horizon League rival Wright State. It was alumni night in Dayton, and the Dogs must have remembered how they played last time they came away with a victory at the Nutter Center way back in 2003. Shelvin Mack was the first to get on the board, driving into the lane for 2 of his 8 points. Gordon Hayward knocked down this tray that ended up being his only field goal of the night. He had 9 points. Zach Hahn capped off the 19-2 Butler run to start the game with his first of 5 threes he hit in the first half. He scored a career-high 17. Wright State just couldn't get a shot to go all night, shooting just 27% from the field. Butler led 39-21 at halftime. In the second, Willie Veasley drains this three-pointer that gave the Bulldogs a 24-point lead, their biggest lead of the night. He had 13. With 2:39 left to play, the Raiders closed it to within 14, but Matt Howard answered back with this bucket, and the Bulldogs never looked back, winning 69-51.
When you got great teammates like Ron, Sheldon, Gordon, all the way down the line, if you're open, they pass you the ball, they expect you to make the shot. And, the first one fell, and then those guys did a great job of finding me. And, we tried to get it in as much as we could driving, but they just kept sinking, so they were kicking it out and really open shots.
One of the problems the Bulldogs continue to have is foul trouble. Avery Jukes fouled out 4 minutes into the second half, and Matt Howard was once again plagued with foul trouble for most of the game. Coach Stevens talked about how to fix this problem.
He's been in foul trouble recently, and what we need to do is eliminate the fouls at 15 to 20 feet away from the basket. If we can do that, he plays so hard and takes, and everybody is physical with him and throws bodies at him and all that stuff. So if we can eliminate the ones away from the basket, and he wants to. But you're right, he's an aggressive guy, and you wouldn't trade that for anything.
The Lady Bulldogs improved their Horizon League record to 9-2 after beating Detroit on the hardwoods Sunday. Both teams got off to a dismal start, posting only 19 points by halftime. Butler caught fire in the second with outstanding shooting from beyond the arc. Brittany Bone and Tara Burns combined for 18 points from beyond three-point land. The Dogs went on a 13-0 run early in the second half and kept the momentum going for the easy win. Final score, Butler 60, Detroit 42. One of the seniors on the women's basketball team will be participating in the 7th annual WBCA So You Want to Be a Coach program. Forward Tara Miller was one of just 54 women's players in the nation selected to attend a 2.5-day workshop in St. Louis this April. After transferring to Butler last season, Avery Jukes had to pass the time on the bench before he could start making a difference on the court for the Bulldogs. But off the court, Avery hasn't wasted any time. I took a closer look at the charity work this Butler athlete has done and the foundation that bears his name. This is Avery Jukes. The 6'8" junior forward for the Bulldogs has played in all 18 games this year. After transferring to Butler from the University of Alabama in '07, he's found his home with the Bulldogs. But what makes Avery unique is that he started his own foundation to help underprivileged children in the African nation of Uganda.
Jukes Foundation for Kids, we're collecting books, toys, shoes, clothing, food, whatever. I'm planning on doing a lot of drives just to gather things so I can give to people that are in need. Also, I had the idea to raise money to fund children in Uganda, because when you get to secondary school, you have to pay for it, and a lot of kids don't have enough money to pay for secondary school, so they'll go from primary school all the way up to 2 years left, but they can't finish school because they don't have enough money.
The idea for the foundation came after Avery spent the summer in Uganda, helping build a school with the organization Ambassadors for Children.
I was in my PE class and we had to go to a mandatory informational meeting for AFC, which is Ambassadors for Children. And they were talking about the trip that they went on in 2007 to Uganda. And they showed us pictures and what they did, and it looked like an interesting thing. I like to travel, so it seemed like a good way for me to travel. They were talking about building a school, so I'm an engineer, and it just seemed like something fun that I could do. But we did get to clear land. It was fun. We got to use these big machetes. They were about 2 feet, and we just had to cut small trees and tall grass.
The Butler community extends far beyond campus, and Avery's making it easy for everyone to get involved with his foundation.
Website, jukesfoundationforkids.org. You can donate monetary, or you can donate your books, shoes, clothes, food. Just send it into the address on the website.
But with all the work that goes into starting up the Jukes Foundation for Kids, what continues to motivate Avery?
The fact that you can change somebody else's life, even if you're not changing life-changing things like giving books or giving shoes. Like, if somebody doesn't have shoes to wear, you give them free shoes, then it's just see their smile and see how grateful they are to have just another new pair of shoes or an old used book. It's just really heartwarming.
When we come back, we'll sit down with our panel to talk about the success of both the men's and women's basketball programs here at Butler. You won't want to miss it.